And welcome back. We are here at Carrabba's Italian Grill at the Fayetteville Town Center, and it's the bonus half hour with Coach Adrian Autry. It's Gomez from Gomez and Company on TK99 and TK105. And to those who are following us on the Twitch platform, they're getting their notifications, Coach, that the cameras are on here and the mics are on. And in a moment, people can see us and start chatting away. You can just go into the stream chat, say hi to Coach Red, ask some questions, some comments. And if you are here in the restaurant and you can watch if you want to, Coach, you can download the app, turn on the camera, and look, there we are, worldwide.
Man, yeah.
It's your first go at it here, huh?
Yeah, this is my first time, man. This is pretty cool, man.
It is pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of an exclusive bonus just for those who are following us and subscribing to the channel here on Twitch. As people are starting to log in right now, just a quick Happy New Year to you, Coach, and what's up, and excited to see us together here at Carrabba's.
Yeah, Happy New Year's to everybody.
It's a Nye Automotive, Adrian Autry Q&A, by the way. And again, if you have any question for the coach, a nice win last night that we can talk about, obviously, in North Carolina coming up on the weekend. Let me see. Red, you are going to be able to do something that Coach B hasn't been able to do, and that's get Paulie to fly with the team. Is that going to happen?
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
Paulie is over there shaking his head.
Yeah,
that is not going to happen.
So yeah.
No, Paulie's
he's leaving after the show, right?
Yep, he's ready to drive down to the. And we've obviously talked about that in the past, but I think it had to do, if I'm not mistaken, Paulie can just kind of like nod or shake your head, but it was the return from the national championship game in New Orleans. That is the reason why you don't fly anymore, correct?
Going down.
Going to New Orleans.
The flight to New Orleans.
Oh, man.
It was.
Man,
how bad could it have been, right?
I rented a car and drove home. It was.
That's how bad it is. He's never been on a plane ever since, huh?
Let me see a question here from the stream chat. Again, we're on qsportstalk.com. If you want to log in, we're on camera here, and that's the bonus half hour of the show here. Let me see. Will Cuse be playing in Madison Square Garden next season? Roddy wants to know.
No, I don't. I'm not sure. I don't think we will. I do know we play in New York at the Barclays, but I'm not sure about the Garden
for next
season. Yeah.
And are there any other that you know of right now? Because I know some of the big tournaments they'll get announced ahead of time. Like this past year the Maui Invitational was announced some time ago. Anything like that you're aware of?
No, not right now. Obviously, everything is fluid, and you have intentions, but you still kind of work on those schedules as you go. Finishing up the season, and then you kind of go from there.
Is there any on the wish list, any that you'd like to put your head in and say, hey, this would be a good one for us to?
Yeah, it's so many new ones now. I think it depends on the location and obviously the field. I always try to. I like traveling. I like making an experience for our guys and going somewhere and playing in somewhere that is preferably warm.
Well, it's a nice benefit, right? It's a nice little...
preferably warm, and to get a chance to play some good games and have a good showing for not only our program but the community as well.
Question from Cuse Dude: do you think the team played better starting with the different lineup? If so, is that anything that you'd be tinkering with?
I thought that yesterday we started off really, really well, but we started off well before, so it's a small sample size. So I wouldn't look too much into that. We've had some really quick starts, but I thought yesterday's start was really important, and I was excited about it because it was we got some good shots. Some early shots for Chris and JT, who had been struggling. And I thought that was really good that we tried to get them some shots early, and they actually probably took the most shots they've taken in a couple of games. So that was really good. That's what I was excited about, that start on the offensive end for sure.
And just as a fan to watch, it seems, and even going back to like the Colgate game and last night's game, there's no sense of panic. When things maybe start to, the wheels start to fall off a little bit, there's a nice calmness that comes from you, I'm assuming, and then it translates to the team, and it can take a breath and go back out and get back after it again.
Yeah, we always talk about playing for 40 minutes, and talk about game of runs, and and that's what basketball is. It's a game of runs. As much as you can, you can be up playing well, and then you can go through a little lull. And again, the teams always are competing; they're trying to win. So we always say play to the clock says 0-0-0-0. That's it. All right, 4 minutes at a time. Play till the game is over with, and then we'll live with the results.
I know I was listening on the way in on the radio portion with Matt Park, and you were talking about the start of last night's game, and it was nonstop. It was a track meet.
Yeah, they had a nice little I think it was about 5 or 6 minute stretch, and these guys are, everybody was blowing wind, but I was telling our guy, I was telling everyone, I felt like we were comfortable in that situation. Just the way we practice, the way we get up and down, and where we play in those type of stretch games, where it's just kind of up and down, going back and forth. So again, I thought we did some good things in that little stretch. It wasn't pretty, but I thought we got a couple of points out of it.
This one from Patty, who is watching here on the QSportsTalk.com on the Twitch platform. Patty says that she thinks that North Carolina may have some problems dealing with Malik Brown and our athletic guards. And you got to deal with their bigs. I mean, that's kind of where their wheelhouse is, their bigs.
I hope she's right. I hope they do have some problems with it. That means that's a good thing for us. No, I think obviously every team has strengths, and every team has some weaknesses or some things that they need to, they're not as strong at, I think, we have some strengths and we have some things that we got to work on, but I do like our quickness. I do like our speed, on the court. So,
Matt, with a question, what golf course do you look forward to playing this summer when you get some time off and after the season?
Depends on how the season goes.
Okay, good.
Depends on how the season goes.
Yes, it does. Were you able to get up much last summer? Probably not.
No, not as much as I was the summer before. Obviously, last summer was busy. I was busy. So to speak,
you were, but
I had to make some adjustments.
Obviously, the adjustments, but just in general, the way college sports and college basketball has been transformed with the portal and everything that goes along with that. It used to be you guys might have a little time in July to take a breather, take a break. There's no more.
No,
there's no time off anymore.
No,
not like that.
No, not with the season, the portal, and obviously you got the recruiting calendar, and a big part of college recruiting is in the summertime. And then, people don't, now that we can have our student and our players on campus, and we can work with them in the summertime, that's also another thing. You got a commitment to them, to get them better and build those relationships and help them grow, not only athletically, but, from a, social standpoint and all those other things. So it's nonstop. It's all year round, and you normally catch a couple of weeks, a week or two in in August, right before school starts. But even then, even when school starts, like, you're getting ready for it because you can practice earlier now. So it's literally all year round.
Right back after it.
Oh yeah.
This question here, I'm kind of scrolling through. And by the way, if I'm scrolling through and getting to the questions, if I miss one, put it back in again, because what it does is scroll down and I might miss it. So if somebody has a question but I didn't get to it, go ahead and put it back in there. I'll scroll back through. Edna wants to know about, does Coach agree that Malik Brown has huge upside on his development?
I do agree. He's just starting to see his abilities and believe in his abilities, and he's getting it better. He's improving each day, each game. You can just see his confidence growing and getting more comfortable.
This from Pat, and it's Pat. I thought it was a Patty. It's actually Pat from Syracuse. Is practice usually the starters versus the bench, or is it constantly switched up when they do games in practice?
We switch them up. We mix them up. Sometimes we go starters versus the bench, and then we'll start kind of, for me, I'll put different groups in, different little lineups sometimes that I may be thinking about, or I want to see how it works, see what we can use. So I'm always kind of mixing and matching and playing around at some point in practice of different units and getting different looks.
I've always thought that the guys, and I think usually at the end of the season and sometimes at like the Hardwood Club dinner and events like that, it's nice when the guys who are mostly used in practice and the guys who then have to like duplicate, for example, if you're playing North Carolina on Sunday or on Saturday, the scout team, and how they're able to do what they can to duplicate whoever it is that you're playing and do a good job of that.
Oh, you know what? People that don't get a lot of recognition, but they're important in the success of the program. Like you said, getting our players, the guys that do play, prepared, and and that's a serious thing. That's a big task, and our guys do a really phenomenal job with it. And sometimes we mix in some of our players that don't actually see the court as much, to help their development, but help their understanding. Because development is not just the skill. Sometimes it's about the understanding, IQ of running a play, the timing and sets, and they get a chance to memorize some other people's sets, and then obviously see how we run our stuff. So, but those guys, they don't get a ton of credit, but they're vital. They're important.
This one from Roddy in the stream chat here of QSportsTalk.com, and I think you brought it up in the first hour talking to Matt because the NFL playoffs this weekend, and I liked the answer that you had about your favorite NFL team, so you could like paraphrase that. I thought it was a perfect answer.
Right? Yeah. The way I answered that question, I grew up as a New York Jets fan, and now I just kind of watch football. I just watch football. I like football, but I still watch the Jets. I just don't follow them as closely as I used to.
So in that era, from when you were watching younger, who was quarterbacking? Who's on that team?
That was Richard Todd. That was
okay.
That was the Sack Exchange. Gastineau, Klecko, Lance Mel. We had a lot of good players then. But that's when I started watching football.
Fun
Freeman
era.
McNeil.
Sure, yeah.
Freeman McNeil. So
when I was a kid, I was a big Baltimore Colts fan before they moved,
that's right,
obviously.
That's
but
right.
that Super Bowl that the Joe Namath New York Jets Super Bowl ruined my team. Ruined me.
They moved out during the night, right?
Yeah, they did. That's when I stopped following them.
Yeah.
That made me mad. See, Bark Money wants to know, have you ever thought of bringing JayZ off the bench and bringing a shooter in to start in his place? His game and Judah's are similar, according to Bark.
No, I haven't. That's not been a.
It's not a.
That's not a.
That's not a thing.
That's not a thought that's come across my mind.
If you're getting to the point where people are stopping you, like at Wegmans, or like walking around and say, "Hey, Red, I got an idea for you."
Well, you know what? You have to get up either pretty early or pretty late to catch me at Wegmans. Man. My Wegmans run, man. So, no, people are, not, I'm used to getting suggestions, especially at home. I get suggestions all the time, so I'm used to that. So it's not been that bad.
Ryan adding in here, Coach, does Griff and GMAC know that you were a McDonald's All-American 3-point shooting champion?
You know what? I think they know I'm a McDonald's All-American, but I don't know if they know I was a three-point shooting champion. I think I might have to refresh their memory.
Yeah, you got to bring that up again.
I got to bring that up again. I actually beat a couple of our guys today shooting, so I'm really pumped up about that.
See, that's got to help the team with a little bit of, with credit when you're able to beat them, because I remember we did that event at Destiny, and the guys on the team who were there.
That's right.
Did not know of your 40, whatever that was in the half, that they didn't even know it was the first time they heard that.
Yeah, I know. I had to remind them. I remind them. I let them know. I'm glad you did too, but I remind them a little bit today. Obviously the rules are different for me, and they don't understand that. We don't play on the same rules. I'm older, so you got to respect your elders. So I beat them with my rules.
See, Pat wants to know, do you have a chance to chat with Coach Hop still once in a while? Do you?
We text every now and then. Obviously, our schedules are busy, but we text every now and then, checking on each other. Just seeing how everyone is doing. So every now and then I do. I speak to them more probably when the season's over with.
This one here, do you like the music that your players listen to pregame? Who has the best taste in music on the team?
I don't understand the music that they're listening to. I don't. But whatever music that gets them going,
You're
I like
all
that.
for it.
Yeah, I'm all for that.
Is there any old souls on the team?
No old souls
nothing,
at all.
Nothing.
When me and Coach Mac put our music on, they be like, "Come on, Coach, what is this?" they want to switch the songs real quick.
This one from Rita. Is there any way you can improve the 3-point shooting?
I think I talked about this earlier this week. I think the way you can improve 3-point shooting is trying to get some better shots. I thought we got some of those last night. I really did. I thought especially in transition, I think those are, obviously they're hard shots, but these guys, they work at it a lot. I think that's the easiest time to try to get it uncontested where someone's kind of trying to figure out where to go. And, we do a good job of locating them. And I thought we had some last night. The exciting thing is, and obviously we didn't make it many as we wanted to, but I thought we got good shots last night, especially 3-point attempts. So that's a start in the right direction. Is trying to share the ball and find the right person.
This question here: what's the craziest thing that you've seen Quadir do in practice in terms of like fancy whatever?
Oh man, you name it. Any crazy thing you can think of, he's done it.
In what way? Just his athleticism.
It's typically with the basketball, some type of pass or some type of before he makes a move. But shot creation, he's very creative. He really is, and obviously, that's kind of his. That's a talent. He's creative and he can do it within what we're doing. But he's a creative person. I've seen him do threes. I've seen him do some crazy things.
See the most just flat out athletic guy on the team?
No, I think Benny's the most athletic guy. Like his athleticism is 1% athleticism, so he's good. But Chris Bell. We got some really good athletes on our team. Judah. Quadir is. Kyle Cuff. He's starting to round it. People don't really know how athletic he is. He's just starting to get his kind of footing back under him. So we got some athletic guys though.
I remember it's the first time I saw, and he wasn't able to play yet, but it was in maybe pregame or practice. But when Wes Johnson came and just watching him in a warm up, it was like, whoa. It was like, at that time, it was like next level compared to a lot of the guys that were on the court.
Peter Carey is a big time athlete too. So, we got some, he can do some really athletic things. But again, Benny, we got a lot of guys that can run and get up and play above that rim.
Question here in the stream chat of QSportsTalk.com. Which former players have had the biggest impact on this season's team?
I would like to thank everyone that has come back and spent some time with them during the summertime, leading up into September. Jeremy Renze, Eric Devendorf, Lawrence Moten. Trying to think of who else is coming through. And if I forgot you, don't.
How often do the guys, like the out of town guys, because like Eric's in town, so he's able to come around. But I saw the Jeremy Grant video last summer late summer when he hopped in. How often are guys like that able to stop in?
I think it all depends on their schedules. They can't come all the time, but the one thing about all of our former players, whenever I always tell them, whenever they're in town, come by, spend time. I love introducing our former players. I love listening to their stories and whatever message that they have. I never tell them what to talk about. I want them to talk from their experiences and share their experiences and share their stories. So I love that. I love when our guys come back.
Pat wants to know, what should your bump music be? You're still going to... When you're going on the radio, Coach Griffin picked LL Cool J. Like for when you're going on, like
I'm a JayZ guy, so
okay,
we can find some JayZ things, man. So
fair enough, Matt.
Alan Griffin said LL Cool J.
That's what he said. Apparently,
LL Cool J.
Oof,
that's yeah, I wouldn't have said that, but
that's
I like LL though. I do, but.
Let me see here. Matt. I asked that, Matt. You must have missed that about the golf. Your answer to that was depends on the season goes.
Yeah.
That's the next course that you're looking forward to playing.
Yeah. It depends on the season.
Again, we're on QSportsTalk.com for about another 6 or 7 minutes or so. If you're in the stream chat and you want to add a question or a comment, feel free to do that. JayZ Fair, coach on the women's side, just 14 points away from 3,000. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. That's a lot of points. I mean, shoot, man, that's a standout feat. Something that you don't see a lot, and she's really. I like watching them play whenever I get a chance to go watch them play. I do. I was actually at the game the other day when they played against Boston College, and it's funny. Similar games, I think we were up a little bit, and then Boston College rallied back, and then we pulled back again. So probably a little foreshadowing there, huh?
This was years ago. I was at the YMCA on Wetzel Road in Liverpool, and I was walking back to go to the fitness room, and they have the basketball court there. I don't know if you've been up to that Y before, but there's a big glass window, and I had to stop and step back and watch. Brianna Stuart was in playing.
Oh yeah, that's right.
A bunch, with guys, and she was cleaning up. People were watching this, and she might have still been in high school at the time. That's how long ago it was, or maybe a first year in college. But she was amazing to watch. I mean, at completely next level.
I understand that. I had a chance to watch her work out. Katie Kalinske, one of our former managers. I think Katie's at Lemoyne now. I'm not sure. But she worked her out, and she was so skilled and so athletic and fast. I was like, wow.
Unbelievable.
Oh, yeah. I was like, wow. So, yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
Cuse Dude wants to know what your favorite JayZ lyric is. Is there a line that sticks out that speaks to you?
Oh man, so many. I can't think of one in particular, but just there's a lot of songs that I like that speak to me.
Well, there's a suggestion of having a JayZ Day for you here coming up on the radio. We could probably do that.
Yeah, they could do that. That'd be cool. Happen. Yeah, I like that. That's a good one.
Caleb wants to know what are some keys that you have been locking in on in practice.
The one thing we always talk about is obviously energy and effort, and being relentless. With that, and then when you play together, communicate with each other, pick each other up, So those are kind of the things that we talk about in practice. But it's really all about being tough, playing together, and competing.
This one, have you ever considered for shooting practice? I don't know if this is a coaching tool or if it's a practice tool, but it's like a larger ball. Does that make sense? Is it?
Yeah. We have larger balls that help with hand spacing and things like that. We have a lot of stuff that we do. It's a lot of it's funny. Shooting obviously is a part of the game, but it's not the only part of the game. I think it's one of those things where it definitely helps. It's a big part of it, but you can find other ways to score the basketball.
This question here, any thoughts on setting up a game against Washington and Coach Hop?
No.
Not on purpose. I mean, if you happen to in a tournament, whatever, if you made it down the road, but
I don't think I would like to play against my friends.
No.
That'd
be well, and I know, Coach Boeheim and Coach K were good friends, and that was in the same thing. He said the same thing too. It's like it just if it shows up, you can't help it.
Right,
but not on purpose.
I'm not going to go out and just say, "Hey, let's go play a game." No, I don't want to do that.
It's the Nye Automotive Q&A here on QSportsTalk.com.
If my team was good, though, maybe.
Then it's like, bring it.
Right, yeah, no.
Coach, that's a quick half hour right there. We're going to wrap that up.
Wow, man, this is fun.
Fun, right?
Like
Thanks to everybody here on the QSportsTalk.com. And after the upset on Saturday, there will be a JayZ Day coming up next week for you.
I love it. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, well, good luck. Go Orange on Saturday. We'll be back here next week at Carrabba's. Thanks to Paulie here and Jordan back at the radio station and everybody here on QSportsTalk.com. Thanks. See you next week. Bye.